Hello everyone, Hachadino over here, and as you always know, you can check out the sheet where we have all the information and guides to look for if you're a subtlety rogue. Now, this one will be about the PTR. As you know, in some weeks, they have said 6 or 7 weeks, more or less 1 month and a half, they will put the new 11.0.5 patch, and this means that there are of course going to be changes. The first change left a lot of people, let's say, we don't really care that much about, let's say, losing dust, but it was kind of funny how it was like the only thing different that made sub from assassination 2-minute class. Now we are also a 2 minute spec, let's say the only spec that doesn't have like 2-minute cooldowns. Now it's outlaw, where it has a lot of cooldowns all the time. Now subtlety will have, in this case, flagellation is going to be 1 minute. You can see from 1.5 to 1 minute. Now it will last 10 seconds while it is charging, and then 10 seconds afterwards, and will also have a little bit less damage on the lashes. They also changed first dance to be more of a PvP thing, kind of. If you're out of combat at least for 6 seconds, your next shadow dance lasts 3 seconds longer, meaning it, instead of being 8, it's going to be 11. Now for the changes that are actually important. This is something for Fatebound that increases a little bit of the damage on AoE. Symbolic Victory, this is whatever, we are not going to ever use this. Now Chip Shot got a little bit of a buff. Instead of being 4 seconds, it's going to be 6. Kind of good for sub, where you have the shot, going to be cool. Now Echoing Reprimand has been totally redesigned. This is not that easy to see all the other things. Basically, instead of Echoing Reprimand, you will have a talent called Supercharger. You can also, by the way, check the talents now in the Wowhead calculator. And Supercharger, what it does is per point, you can see it has 2 points, so it's going to supercharge 2 combo points. This is not like the old Echoing Reprimand, where the points were inside of your bar. They are going to just make it so your next 2 finishers, in this case, if you are with this, with Symbols of Death, it's going to make damage that you spent 2 additional combo points. So if you spent 7, you're going to get 8. They also did a really good change for example, Coup de Grace. Let me here. It's going to give the additional combo points in effect of things like, for example, Relentless Strikes, cooldown reduction on Secret Technique, and the cooldown reduction on your dance from Deepening Shadows, making Trickster a little bit stronger and even more burstier now that you will have this Supercharger talent. Then the last one is going to be a choose between the normal Echoing Reprimand, but now it's just going to do some physical damage when you use Builder. It says Backstab, but it's actually Backstab and Shadow Strike. And the other one is even more supercharged, meaning that instead of 2, it's going to be 3. This means, of course, that you are going to have a 10-point finisher if it's a normal finisher, and if it's Coup de Grace, it's going to be 15 combo points of effect on finishers. It is going to be really cool, and I actually look forward to trying this in the PTR and in live when it drops. Of course, as you know, nothing changed. Death perception is still kind of weak, but it's actually likely that we drop Dark Brew for it. We still have to see. And check out that point, because having 2 Symbols of Death in our cooldowns, now that we don't have dust, is going to be quite strong. And Dark Brew was never a super strong point. It was just kind of the best that you had left. So that is everything that is for Subtlety, because there's also a change for Thistletea. Instead of proccing instantly in 50 energy, it's going to proc on 30. And there's also a change for Subterfuge, where what it does is it adds on the effects from stealth. This means, of course, that it doesn't affect sub in any way or such things, because as you know, we don't have things like the improve garrote, they take them as surprise, etc., etc. What do I think actually of these changes? They are good. We already knew that they will not step back on deleting dust and sepsis. This doesn't exist anymore. But it also means that this it can only go up. So as you can see, these are good changes. Reals was also talking, and there are some other things that you might see. The coup de grace kind of thing where you get bugged out and you can't use anything is going to change. Now you will be able to actually use your abilities. And the other places, for example, on sub, there are some bug fixes that may come on that. Why are they not pushing these on their live realm? I do not know, but I still hope that this is a good patch. And it's a bit sad that we became assassination light without execute, but with more burst. But sometimes you have to get homogenization if you actually want to see change, instead of being ignored. Like last expansion, they just did some survey change and left the same problems. But now we have more burst, more things that are actually about finishers instead of being a builder. I kind of like the build now where I use an Equine Reprimand. I hate for 3 million, but that was not meant to be. So that is everything that I wanted to say about this. I'll have you on the next video.